Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk about my experience going through the Ramsey Solutions Financial Coach Master Training. I've probably tried to say that 7 times, and that might be the best I've done. So we're going to stick with that. I love the program. I really enjoyed going through it. And so please know that I will sing its praises throughout this video. Before I do that though, thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Tina, and I ask you to picture what financial freedom looks like to you so that we can talk about ways to get there, because a vision for your future is the foundation for establishing plans and goals to get you to that vision. Thank you for clicking on the video. Please also click on the subscribe button so that I can grow this YouTube family. And for those of you returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will like and comment and share so I know which content is the most meaningful to you. Okay, Ramsey Solutions FCMT, Financial Coach Master Training Program. That's twice I've said it. In the past, you had to go to Ramsey Solutions headquarters to attend the training, and that is no longer the case. You can do it fully online, which is why, even though I had thought about doing it for several years now, I only just this past year decided to truly pursue it. I really enjoy talking about financial well-being, financial independence, and I've offered to coach several friends and family members and have those type of conversations with them, and I realized in some ways I felt very inadequate. There were options or topics of discussion that I felt ill-qualified to really give, an opinion one way or the other on. Some of those are bankruptcy, insurance programs, what to do with different taxes, what to do for estate planning. And Ramsey Solutions, or this training program, gave me some really solid ideas on how to address those topics with those people I am coaching, but also it gave me information on how to seek out resources to better understand and learn for myself, or to direct other people to, because the bottom line for coaching, and this is something that I frequently forget, is that it is each person's responsibility to deal with their own financial well-being. So often I have found that I feel more passionately about a family member's financial circumstances than they might feel themselves about it. And I try to steer them and guide them and encourage them and urge them to make decisions that I think would be wise with their money. And the bottom line is, they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear it. Like, it's offensive to them. So with that being said, again, I've mentioned it before, I created this YouTube channel so I would have my outlet, but also so that I could help people in this way that I feel called to help people. And the program will really encourage you to understand the whys. They want you to know, why are you doing this? What are you planning to do with it? How will you help people with it? And they encourage you even halfway through the program to get out there and start letting people know that you have this skill so that you can begin serving those around you, which is really wonderful and profound. Those lessons include the fundamentals of coaching. They give you process or insight as to how to pursue the coaching session, the process for the coaching session, so that you have sort of a templated approach to having these conversations with people. It talks about your personality and making sure that you know the kind of nature that you have so that you don't inadvertently coach people in a way that would be counterproductive to them. So having self-awareness and understanding how you speak to people and having some sense on the personality that you're about to coach so that you can make sure you're using language that would be most suitable to them. Talks about collectors. That was another topic. Now, I've only dealt with, in my personal life, I've only dealt with collectors one time, and I was able to get them off my back because I could demonstrate to them that I had taken care of my responsibility. But I know other people who do have collectors hounding them. The program goes through very clearly how to handle the collectors and how to guide your clients to be proactive in addressing those situations. When you are proactive, you are asserting control over the situation. And yeah, you're not going to control it 100%. You're going to have a greater sense of authority and pursuit of what's right for you versus just reacting to what the collector is telling you. And oftentimes they're very threatening in how they speak to people. So giving people that vote of confidence and telling them how to be more proactive with their circumstances can be a difficult and challenging conversation to have. This program gives you ways to tackle that, language to use, really is very insightful in that regard. Same with bankruptcy. And bankruptcy was one, honestly, I was really surprised some of the stuff that I learned about bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not an option for everyone. There are bankruptcy qualifiers that you must meet. Bankruptcy can take 3 to 5 years, depending on the type of bankruptcy you have, to fulfill. Do you really want to have a conservator over your money paying your bills for you for 3 to 5 years? These are things to think about that I feel most Americans don't truly understand. Further, bankruptcy has certain debts that are not bankruptable. So if you have any restitution that you have to pay for a crime or student loans, those aren't bankruptable. If that's where your pain is mostly coming from, which is the story for most Americans, or many Americans, I should clarify, you can't get rid of that through bankruptcy anyway. So you better figure out plan B, not B for bankruptcy, plan B. Foreclosures and mortgages is another lesson topic. Another one that I feel really confident speaking about: paying off mortgages, how to structure mortgage, when to decide when a refinance is the right thing for you to do. But foreclosures, I remember in 2008, I had friends that just walked away from their mortgages, just walked away. They were like, my house is so far upside down. I lost my job. I'm just going to walk away from this. They took the credit hit. It blew my mind. And all right, if I'm going to be 100% honest, I probably did judge to some degree when it was happening, because my house was upside down too, and I felt like I was paying for it. But I didn't lose my job either, and everybody's circumstances are different. So I will say another thing that this program taught me is don't judge. As a coach, your job is to encourage, to give direction, and to help the people who are oftentimes afraid or are locked in a fear mindset that prevents them from having creativity and identifying alternative options and solutions. It's your job as a coach to help them overcome the fear, reassure them, remind them of what their options are, and give them multiple paths to take, or give them a clear path, period. Just a path, because sometimes they get frozen in fear. It's like the deer in headlights situation, and people just kind of stop even making payments. They just get overwhelmed and are like, screw it, I'm just not going to do anything. And that's not the right answer. And it's just not the right answer. Let's be honest. Some of the other topics they talk about are student loans. They talk about estate planning, insurance, retirements. I'm looking over here at my notes, my overview document of when I went through the program, and it really is a lot of amazing content. It's self-paced. You can go through it at whatever rate is suitable for what you have going on in your life. At the end of every lesson, there is a knowledge check. And then after every 4th lesson, there is a coach development call. So you have 3 coach development calls by the end of the program. And in those calls, you are speaking with a coach that's been with the Ramsey Solutions organization for many years. And they walk you through different topics that were covered in the prior lessons. And then you also go through some practice runs when it comes to coaching. So they play like as though they're a client. Role playing, that's the word I was looking for. You'll do some role playing with them, which personally I find to be extremely awkward, but it works, and it was interesting to hear. They also talk to you about the business side of running a coaching practice, how to set your finance, your bill rate, how to identify and build a network in your community so that you can find a pipeline for clients, how to brand yourself, how to establish a story of who you are and what you do. So for example, rather than saying, oh, I'm a personal finance coach, maybe you would say, oh, I help people dream up their dream retirement and I help them build paths to get there. One sounds way more enticing than the other one, and the program will talk to you about that. We'll also talk to you about the importance of setting intentions. And, I talk all the time about having a vision, setting some plans, listing some goals. The reason we do that, the reason why that's so important, is that with that you bring intention. With intention comes focus, and where you have focus, you have energy, and where you have energy, stuff happens. And then the last thing I want to say is they also give you some freebies throughout. So as you get through a lesson, you can unlock. I want to say there were 4 different things that were unlocked. They unlocked a personality test, they unlocked a couple of books, and they unlocked a year subscription to Financial Peace University online. So it really is, I think, a tremendous resource, and I think it is worth the money. I felt it was extremely valuable to me, and it gave me the confidence to put myself out there as a coach for more people than just those individuals that I have already an intimate relationship with. Again, I hope this was helpful to you. Please let me know if you have any specific questions through the comments or by emailing me, and I'd be happy to address those for you. Bye, guys.